I agreed to open my marriage, but my wife's planned secret affair with her coworker ended 15 years of love and teamwork. After catching her plotting to use our future and my big promotion to fund a double life with her affair partner, I had to face betrayal from the person I trusted the most. Now I'm filing for divorce. My name's Greg, 31 male, and my wife Julia, 31 female, have been together literally half our lives since we met in high school. We did everything together: college, post-grad, and now, these past few years, our final round of career training. We've been married for 7 years, a couple for 15. I just landed my dream job, and while my pay is currently about $52,000, in 2 months it's set to shoot up sixfold. That kind of money would mean we could finally chill and live how we wanted after all those years of sacrificing and hustling together. Julia still has 2 more years to go before she finishes her own program and gets to where I am. I even made sure to sign my work contract so we'd wrap up training together with choices about where to live and how to build the life we'd always wanted. I thought we were so close to finally enjoying the payoff. Then, everything got weird. About a month ago, Julia came to me and said she was having complicated feelings for her close friend and coworker, Lisa. She'd never felt this way about a woman before, and I really respected her for admitting it, to herself and to me, especially because her family is super conservative and religious. We were always monogamous, but now and then we talked about polyamory in the abstract. I've always said I think people can love more than one person, and that doesn't make any of those feelings fake. Julia asked if we could try opening our marriage, specifically for her to see where things went with Lisa. Lisa reciprocated, so we all sat down, me, her, and Lisa, to lay out some ground rules. Everyone agreed our marriage came first. They could only see each other with full honesty and my consent. We wanted boundaries clear, so nobody got blindsided. I made this account open to connect with others in open marriage communities and see how people make this work. Honestly, every time tough feelings came up, I figured it was jealousy I needed to work through. I started seeing a therapist just to help me handle it, giving Julia the space I thought she deserved because I really trusted her. Sometimes I'd even apologize to the two of them when I needed more time to process. But it turned out I didn't really need to adjust for long because soon I realized something was seriously off. First, Julia broke our agreed rules multiple times and would argue to push boundaries faster than we'd set. She was acting cagey and sometimes straight up dishonest about what she was doing. It wasn't just lapses or slip-ups. The vibe was all wrong. So one night, while she slept, I looked through her phone. One of our rules was full openness, including checking each other's messages if we wanted. But in truth, I never thought I'd actually do it. What I found was worse than I could have guessed. Julia and Lisa had been having this affair for way longer than I'd even known about the open marriage idea. The whole request had basically been a cover to get even more access to see Lisa, on top of all the time they'd already secretly been together. I learned that during the time I thought I knew about, they'd actually been meeting way more than I realized. Lisa would park far away and sneak into the backyard to avoid our security system. They spent the night together when I was working overnight shifts or out of town. They lied about working late just to get more time together. They even hooked up at work, plus in our own bed where Julia herself had insisted we'd never have anyone else. Sometimes they didn't even bother changing the sheets, which stung. They broke boundary after boundary, lied about the timeline, and made plans to use the next couple years to basically live together in our house when I'd be away for work. They even discussed using the big jump in my income to fund their relationship. The most shocking part, Julia was the ringleader. When Lisa voiced doubts or hesitated, Julia promised she'd handle everything and just keep me happy and clueless a little longer. They'd soon have the freedom they dreamed of. Reading their messages felt like I was suddenly looking at a stranger, maybe even a master manipulator or sociopath. Certainly not the woman I'd built my life around for 15 years. When I confronted Julia yesterday, she played dumb and pretended not to understand, even when I showed her the receipts, screenshots of her own messages. She kept lying, denying evidence, pretending it was just a little experimentation, not a carefully planned double life she intended to carry on, using me for stability. It took hours, but eventually she broke and confessed. Honestly, I feel totally broken and lost. I can't recognize her. This is the person I've made every adult choice with, always as a team, aligned on our shared goals. Now, after being caught, Julia is suddenly claiming she cut things off with Lisa and is begging for a chance to fix things and earn back my trust. But it feels hopeless to me. Because of their jobs, Julia and Lisa will still see each other almost every day for the next 2 years. They'll do overnight shifts together. There's even a chance they'll have to do month-long night shifts alone. They already cheated at work. In fact, Julia even texted about how thrilling it was right after one of those nights. Even if I was willing to try to fix things, what are the odds? I can't see it working if they keep seeing each other constantly. Quitting her job would ruin her career, leave her in major debt. Julia's suggesting accountability systems, but what would ever let me trust her now? She lied to my face for over a year and got away with it because I believed she never could. I'm basically certain we have to get divorced, but I wish I could be truly sure. Her family? Totally devout. Being outed for an affair with another woman would probably destroy her relationship with them, and she's always been extremely close to her parents. They see me as a son. I'm closer to Julia's parents than to my own. Her workplace could punish her for her behavior too, could seriously threaten her job, which would leave her with debts she couldn't pay. Even though she's done so much damage, I can't bring myself to ruin her world. So for now, barely anyone knows the whole truth. We have to find a reason for our soon-to-be divorce that makes sense when everyone thinks we're a happy couple, finally about to make it after years of working so hard. I feel betrayed, humiliated, and unbelievably isolated. An anonymous post here is one of the only ways I can work through this pain. It's the worst experience of my whole life. Update 1. Just to be thorough, I talked with Julia about whether there was any way forward for us, even in a different form. Some tiny part of me thought reconciliation might be possible, but she made it clear she'd only consider staying together if she could keep seeing Lisa. That was her non-negotiable. That totally settled things for me. I'm leaving. Our local laws require a long, drawn-out separation period. Just last night, we finished the first round of paperwork. Julia, to her credit, has been cooperative about almost all the divorce terms I suggested. I set things out to be fair but firm in splitting up our stuff, which means I'll come out better off financially. I'm also getting both our pets, which matters dearly to me. She hasn't hired a lawyer and says she won't, as long as no big disputes crop up along the way. I have a lawyer, which gives me lots of leeway if disagreements ever arise. For now, we're still both living in the house, different bedrooms, so we can wrap up paperwork before I move out for good. Hopefully, that'll be soon. I chose to walk away from my new job contract since I hadn't started yet and hadn't been paid. The process to back out was easy enough, and I'm talking to recruiters about other options. I'm even considering work involving travel since I'm no longer tied to one city. Finishing the paperwork has made things feel real. To be honest, I think Julia's manipulative side never considered I'd actually leave. She always acted like I was so devoted I'd stay, even as she waffled between me and her lover. But this is happening. As soon as the separation period's over, I'm filing for divorce. My friends have been fantastic and supportive the whole time. Both my family and Julia's have reached out and have all treated this mostly as an issue of dishonesty and betrayal. Nobody's gotten weird about the gender part. People have even offered me a place to stay, so I'll be able to take my time and focus on next steps. I realize how lucky I am to have people in my corner. I can't imagine trying to manage this alone. One friend even became my wingman at a bar, introducing me to new people for the first time since high school. It was kind of thrilling, just being social in a way that didn't revolve around Julia. A totally new experience for me as an adult. Lately, I'm focusing on all the practical stuff, moving on, taking care of my own needs, going to therapy, picking up hobbies I neglected while Julia and I were so career-focused. I'm optimistic. Maybe my best days are still in the future, and I'm grateful for my friends, my family, and all of the strangers on the internet who have reached out and offered support. That wraps up the whole story. This story shows how quickly trust and unity can fall apart, even after more than a decade invested together. The narrative highlights the complexities and painful choices faced when betrayal intersects shared dreams and practical realities. Here is a question for you. Would you be able to forgive such a betrayal, or would you walk away even if it meant losing the future you'd worked so hard for? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments.